My friends at school knew I traveled on school breaks. When we'd come back from a break and sit down at lunch, someone would ask where I went. And I'd answer quietly, a sentence or two, and then the conversation moved on. They knew I went to places. That part wasn't a secret. But what they didn't know, what nobody knew, was we'd been to 20 countries across 5 continents. That my mom built the whole thing on a regular income, without debt, without a travel fund, without anything special. That I had been watching her do something extraordinary for years and building this channel in my head the whole time. Nobody knew that. Not my close friends, not my relatives, no one but my mom. I'm 15 now, and this is the first time I've actually said it out loud. So let me tell you what was going on underneath all those quiet lunch answers. My mom was tracking every single dollar that left our house. Every receipt, every purchase, every month. She found holes, small quiet ones that don't feel like anything in the moment, but add up to real money when you look. She plugged the holes, not dramatically, just quietly stopped the leaks. She applied something called when, where, how to every purchase going forward. When. She only buying when the price was actually right. Where? Knowing which stores give real value on the things she actually needed, and shopping there on purpose. How? Cashback reward cards for every regular expense. Full balance is paid off every month and never once paid interest. Collect cash back at the end of the year. She invested 35% of her income every month into index funds. The same amount whether the market was up or whether the market was down. She never skipped. She built a $25,000 emergency fund, not in one big moment, consistently, over time, until it was done. She used a flight system that saved us about 50% every single time, which meant the money we saved on flights became the budget for everything else on the trip. That's what was underneath the sentence or two I gave at lunch. 20 countries, 5 continents, a decade of quiet, consistent decisions that nobody around us was tracking. Regular life on the outside, something completely different on the inside. So I asked my mom recently why she never talked about any of it, and what she said to me makes sense. She said, when you tell people what you're building before it's built, you invite opinions from people who haven't done it. And opinions from people who haven't done something almost always sound like reasons it won't work. She wasn't keeping a secret, she was protecting something. She'd seen it happen to other people. Someone decides to change how they handle money. They get excited, they tell people, and right away someone says, it's not going to work realistically on your income, or just enjoy your life while you can. None of those people were trying to hurt anyone. They just hadn't done it. They had no frame for what was actually possible. My mom understood that early, so she just didn't share the full picture. She always said the work happens in the quiet, not in the talking about it. Every hour spent explaining the plan to someone else is an hour you're not executing it. So she kept the hours and she executed, and I did the same thing, without her ever telling me to. I just watched what she moved and understood. So at lunch, when someone asked me where I went, I answered a sentence, maybe two, and I meant it. I wasn't being evasive, I just wasn't sharing the whole story yet, because this channel wasn't built yet. The plan wasn't ready yet. Something about protecting it until it was real felt right. Like, let it become something first, then say it. The silence wasn't free for either of us. For my mom, there were moments where it would have been easier just to explain the decision. When she didn't upgrade the car everyone around her was upgrading. When she said no to other things, people were saying yes. When she was eating at home when people around her were eating out and nobody knew why. She didn't explain, she just stayed with her decisions. I asked her if she was ever lonely. She said no, not really, because I knew what I was doing. I just didn't need anyone else to know it yet. Yet. That word stuck with me. For me, it was different. My version was sitting at the lunch table, hearing the conversations move on after my 2-sentence answer, knowing there was a whole story underneath it. Not because I was better than anyone sitting there. I really didn't. Because the full story wasn't ready to be told yet. I hadn't built the thing I was going to say it from. So I waited, and I watched, and I kept building it in my head. Wandering Vienna existed in my head for years before it existed anywhere anyone could see it. My mom's financial results existed in our house for years before anyone outside it knew what they actually were. Both of us just waited until the plan was ready to speak for itself. The people who talk the most about what they're going to do are usually right before they don't do it. And the people who are actually going to do something go pretty quietly. And I don't think that's always on purpose. I think it's just what focus looks like from the outside. When you're inside the work, you don't have a lot of time to narrate it. My mom wasn't quiet because she was building something. She was quiet because she was busy. I wasn't giving short answers at lunch because I was being secretive. I was busy watching, thinking, and building something that didn't exist yet. Wandering Vienna existed in my mind for years before it existed anywhere anyone could see it. But that's okay. That's actually how the best things get built. So now it's loud for the first time. 20 countries, a decade of quiet decisions, a channel built in my head for years before anyone saw it. My mom built in silence. I watched and kept most of it quiet too. And Wandering Vienna is what happened when we finally decided the plan was ready. If you're building something right now that the people around you only know part of, I think you're in good company. The work counts whether or not anyone knows the full picture yet. My mom proved that, and I think I'm starting to prove it too. Comment below if this just changed how you see things. Subscribe to Wandering Vienna if you haven't yet. Hit the like button. It tells the algorithm you liked this content. I post content like this every single week, and I don't want you to miss what's coming. Share this with a friend who you think needs to hear this. I'm Vienna, this is Wandering Vienna, and make sure to come back because there's always more to explore.